Hey, what's up my soldiers? It's WildBlueYonder. It is 1:40 in the morning, but we're just gonna get started with this video. Just FYI, all my roommates, they're all at work right now. They work at night. But this is my arsenal. I just decided to pull out all this stuff right now. Somebody walked through the door. They probably think I'm a maniac or some kind of crazy stalker or something like that because of all these cameras. But this is my arsenal, quote unquote arsenal. It's really not that much stuff. I really just wanted to show you guys how I show you all, from my perspective, what's going on behind the scenes. Honestly, I'm not a huge camera guy. I like to take pictures. I like to make stories. I love to make movies and write. And I like to portray stories, but it doesn't require a whole lot to do this. On a typical day, about 90% of my videos have been done on this point and shoot here. This is my baby Canon. It is now totally out of commission. It's a little bit dusty right now, but it shoots at 16.1 megapixels at 720p at 30 frames per second, and that's basically it. It has a little flash here, and you can take some cute little pictures with it. It can only zoom in about 5 times, so that's pretty much it. I took it to the USO one day. This girl wanted to look at it, and she immediately dropped it on the floor while I was recording, damaged the lens, and now it just doesn't even really turn on. I can turn it on maybe, but I think if you try to zoom in, it'll like error and like freak out, and it'll just cut right out. So it's totally done. But you know, this is what 90% of my YouTube videos were on until the year 2016. That is when I bought my second Canon point and shoot, which is the one I'm recording with this. The one I'm recording this vlog on, which is my Canon Sx 610, which is the one I'm recording right now. It records at 1080p, 30 frames per second, so it's a little bit higher quality for the full HD. It also has great audio. This camera right here, I wouldn't really suggest this to anyone else. By the way, this is specifically the Canon PowerShot 320 HS, and it has horrible audio. It has horrible zooming. It's really just something to really get me started. It was about 170 bucks. Something I just picked up from the BX, and I just kind of rolled with it. This Canon I'm talking on right now is actually a much higher quality Canon. This Canon can record at 1080p and 30 frames per second. It also has, I believe, 20 megapixels. Hold on, 20.2 megapixels, burst pics, Bluetooth kind of. It's actually one of my complaints. I'm going to go through kind of like a complaint and pro type thing. The audio is great. The battery life lasts about 45 minutes to an hour while recording, and this one over here lasts about 15 to 20 minutes. So I wouldn't even suggest this. Your camera can probably, on your phone, can probably do a much better job than this camera. This point and shoot here costs about $250. I feel like it was a great investment. It's lasted me pretty well so far. It's been holding up pretty well. It has great zoom, 18 times zoom, so you can get some pretty good pictures with this. It's also very compact, which I also enjoy. Now, my complaints about this 610 is that the color and some of the image sharpness isn't so well. Sometimes going from dark to light, like if you saw my train video, as we're coming out of the tunnel, watching those big beautiful mountains of the waterfall, you didn't really get to see a lot of it because in the distance, most of it was kind of shocked by the sun, and it didn't really adjust very well, and the colors didn't really pop as much. So I kind of noticed that, and I kind of wanted to look into getting some better better quality of images, which is kind of how I got led to my SLR, which I'll get to in a second. Also, differing from the 320, this has Bluetooth. So you can connect your camera to it and kind of take pictures from a distance, which I thought was a great selling point, and that was one of the reasons why I bought this camera. So I buy it and I try to hook it up, and turns out the only way you can use it if it's connected to Wi-Fi. So my camera has to be connected to Wi-Fi, my phone has to be connected to Wi-Fi, the same network, and then you can use the Bluetooth feature. Now say you're on a mountain somewhere and there isn't Wi-Fi, or my phone isn't a hotspot, so I can't use that as well. Either. So what do? The feature is basically useless at that point, so you can only use it if you're like in your house. Anyways, moving on from there, this is my Papa Canon. So we got baby Canon, Mama Canon, and this is Papa Canon. I like Canons, I really do, but I want to get into different brands, Nikons, Sony. I just want to see what else is on the market. So this is my Canon EOS Rebel T5. That's the full name of it. Now this really opened up my world into a different part of photography. You have a whole new grasp on photography. You can do a lot more with an SLR than you can with a point and shoot. With an SLR, you can attach different lenses, you can get different image qualities, you can manually focus, you can autofocus, you can set ISO features, you can set brightness features. You just feel more connected to your photography. It's not just pointing and shooting. You're now looking and zooming and focusing, which is something I really wanted to get into. Because when you have a point and shoot, it's not really good for long distance photography. It's not really good for photography at all. It's good for, hey, you want a camera so you can take some decent pictures, but not really actually do anything with it. But with an SLR, you can do much more. I feel like I'm not in the picture. I think I've been doing like this like the whole time. Maybe I should lean back just a little bit. But anyway, some specs on my Papa Canon, 1080p at 30 frames per second, 720p at 60 frames per second, and obviously 30 frames, 18 megapixels. Price actually just dropped. I think retail will probably be about $550, but I actually got it from a friend for about $400. Another problem I have with this is that video stops recording at 10 minutes. With this SLR, it stops recording automatically at 30 minutes, I guess just so that you don't use up all your memory. I'm not quite sure why these cameras do that. This camera also stops at about 20 minutes, so it goes 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know why. I feel like the camera should just keep recording until your memory is out. I also have my 18-55mm lens and I think this is my 75-300mm lens. So over to my GoPros, the top over there. I know y'all eyeing that drone over there. You want me to get to that? Ooh, not yet, not yet. So this is my GoPro Hero Plus with LCD. It has an LCD screen on the back. Pretty decent image quality. I would not say that this is anywhere near the top of the line stuff. If you're looking for a really high image quality, I wouldn't go with this. This is just a beginner. I would definitely suggest you go with something like the Hero 4 when that comes out this Christmas. That's definitely going to drop in price, so I would definitely suggest looking into that. But if you're just looking for an action camera, you're just looking for something to take you kayaking and something, you know, waterboarding. Did I just say waterboarding? Surfboarding. You know, if you're in the FBI, you want to do some waterboarding this summer. This shoots at 1080 at 30 frames per second, and it also shoots at 720, I believe, 30 frames per second. I don't think there is a 60 frames per second on this camera. There's also time lapse, you know, your typical bursts, you know, your typical GoPro stuff. Next is my GoPro Hero 5. Now, I haven't even opened this up yet. I just bought this earlier today. I'm super excited to actually use this. If you guys have heard anything about the GoPro Hero 5, they're also coming out with a drone to go with it. The new GoPro Hero 5 and the Session 5. It's actually a pretty awesome camera. Like, they're coming out with some top of the line stuff, stereo audio, 4K, underwater proof. Obviously, it's a GoPro, simple one-touch button control, voice control, video stabilization, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Hopefully, it's actually Bluetooth, unlike my Canon. They got the burst, the time lapse, your typical GoPro stuff. 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 120 frames per second. I will be doing a full unboxing and review of this. That will be coming in the future. All right, let's mosey on over to the drone. So this is my DJI Phantom Standard 3, and I've actually really been looking forward to getting this for a long time. And as soon as I bought it, like the week after, GoPro and DJI came out with their brand new drones. So I was a little bit salty that I paid for this, but that's okay. Hopefully I get to get even more better quality in the future, because they're actually coming out with a lot of new technology. They're coming out with new like foldable, more compact drones. This is an awesome drone. I've seen the video quality so far. The gimbal is incredible. The battery life is about 25 minutes. It has a distance of about 1,000 meters away and 120 meters up. It has great stability, so even if you're a beginner, if you turn it and it starts to drift, if you just like let go of the controls, it'll just stop and just hover, and it'll find its place with GPS. It's really awesome. It has beginner modes, just a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do with it. I believe it shoots at 2.7K, which I'm not quite sure what that is, but I think it's somewhere in between 1080p and 4K. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, it's just fun. Like, I just start to fly it and I forget that I'm even supposed to record with it. I have one battery for this, and that's all I'm ever going to buy for it, because I don't think I would ever really need more than that. This is the new drone, by the way. If you guys remember, I crashed the old one. This is the new one. Up here is my microphone. This is a blue Snowball. As you see, it's taken a few falls. It's got a little damage. It's lost the little plate on the front, but it still works pretty well. I haven't even really been using it lately because the audio on this microphone is so incredible. I can't quite say the same for this guy, because this guy is the reason I bought the Snowball in the first place. The Snowball was to circumvent this little audio port right here that's supposed to somehow pick up some good audio. It was pretty terrible, so that's why I bought the Snowball. So over here I have my tripods. I have 3 different tripods. I have 2 Sunpacks and a Vivitar. I also have a monopod. This is my monopod I usually use with my point and shoot. This is my heavy duty tripod. I use this for like serious shooting if I know I'm going to be just planted somewhere, just taking photos. This is more for like hikes, If I'm going to go, it weighs about half of what this weighs. If the swivel is not as good, it's still very smooth. You know, if I want to do panning shots, but it's not as smooth as this one. This one's definitely superior. It costs about 80 bucks. This one costs about 40 bucks. This one down here costs about 20 bucks. Right here we have an attachable LED light source that I can actually go into my SLR. And back here finally is my laptop. My laptop has my editing software, has every single video I ever made on WildBlueYonder. It's on this computer right here. A lot of people ask me, what do I edit on? I say I edit on Wondershare Filmora, and that's usually a big question mark to people's faces. People think that I use Sony Vegas Pro. They think that I use the top of the line stuff. I use Adobe. That's usually what people expect out of me. And I tell them I use this like really weird, like nobody's ever heard of it, Wondershare, and they're confused because, you know, they think that a great editing software is going to equate to a great product. Not always true. Yes, it's going to help you a lot, but honestly, if you dive right into those expensive, over-the-top, really it takes a lot of know-how to do those types of programs. You're going to get a little stressed out because you're not going to know how. It's not going to be very user-friendly. It's not going to be a very beginner's type of editing software. So I would definitely suggest going with some of the cheaper options because it's really the quality of your storytelling, your ability to take nothing and make it into something. If you want to see what I started WildBlueYonder off on, here it is right in my pocket. I started off on my iPod 5. This is, you know, probably about 4 years old now, and I started every single video on WildBlueYonder on it. A lot of people forget that you got editing softwares and studios in your pocket. You got your cameras right here, you have your microphone right there, your light source, go the heck outside, it's free. And you can get on here, download a free editing software, you got connection to the internet, you're good to go. You press the same upload button as I do. I press the same one as Casey Neistat or Kyle Gott or any other YouTuber on the internet. You have the ability to do it. You don't need hundreds of dollars to buy all this stuff. So don't go out and spend all your money on something crazy. I would honestly, if you want to get a hang of it, try using your phone, get a few subscribers. If you want to do it, do it. If you want to continue to do it, go out and you can buy yourself a little $100 camera and continue to do it that way. And you can buy yourself a nice little editing software to get things moving along a little bit smoother and nicer. But yeah, you definitely don't need all this. But hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I will be in San Antonio by the time this posts, so hopefully anybody coming to San Antonio, hit me up. Make sure you come and see me. I will definitely be excited to meet you all, so please come out and say hey. I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. I will have a comprehensive review on the Gopro Hero 5 very soon, so look out for that video as well. I will see you guys next time. Leave any comments or suggestions or questions or anything like that in the comment box below. I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. By the way, it's Wednesday morning at 2:07 a.m. My flight leaves at 5. I'm going to be leaving in about 50 minutes. I have packed nothing. This will be very interesting.